Chapter 837. Elaine felt seriously wronged as she laid on bed. She had not eaten anything for more than 12 hours now, and she had endured a severe and violent beating. She was already starving at this point. Even if she could live without eating or drinking anything, she could not stop her stomach from growling or making any noise. However, Elaine did not dare to offend Brabus. After all, this stinky woman would hit and beat her really hard. Elaine thought that everything would be okay if she simply covered her head with her blanket and tried to fall asleep instead. Who would have expected her unsatisfied belly to grumble at a moment like this? Brabus stood up immediately before she stomped toward Elaine and greeted her with a tight slap across her face. Elaine felt that her extremely swollen cheeks were already exploding in pain after this slap from Brabus. Elaine could only plead desperately, "I am sorry. I am sorry. I didn't mean to do it." Since she had already lost her 2 front teeth, Elaine could not speak properly and her speech was very unclear. Therefore, it was very difficult for anyone to understand what she was saying. Brabus gave her another slap across her face before she cursed and said, "Has your tongue been cut off? Why can't you speak clearly? I want you to speak loud and clear when you are talking to me." Elaine hurriedly replied in a loud voice, "I didn't mean to do it. I am sorry." As she raised her voice to speak up, a few drops of saliva sprayed out from the position where her 2 front teeth were missing and hit Brabus's face directly. Brabus reached out her hand and touched her face before she grabbed Elaine's hair angrily. After that, she dragged her off her bed directly before pulling her hair to drag her to the toilet. Elaine struggled desperately as she yelled for help, but no one sympathized with her at all. On the contrary, everyone was simply watching the scene with relish. Lady Richards staggered to the toilet door and she simply watched as Brabus pressed Elaine down on the floor as she continued struggling desperately. After that, Lady Richards smiled before she said, "Brabus, why don't we ask her to sleep in the toilet tonight?" Brabus nodded slightly before she gave Elaine another slap as she said angrily, "If you dare to even take one step out of this toilet tonight, I will fucking kill you." Elaine's face was even more swollen and she was in so much pain that she felt that she was already on the verge of collapsing. She nodded repeatedly before she whimpered vaguely, "I will sleep in the toilet. I will sleep in the toilet tonight. Please just stop hitting me. I am going to die soon." Brabus snorted coldly before she said, "You are going to die just because of this? Let me tell you, you still have a long way to go. Just wait." After she was done speaking, Brabus stood up before she kicked Elaine and turned around to return to her wooden bed. Lady Richard did not leave immediately, but she simply leaned against the toilet door as she sneered and said, "Elaine, there is justice in this world. You are such an unfilial person. Did you really think that you would have been able to enjoy living in the villa at Beacon Top all by yourself? Take a look at the situation that you are in right now. You did not even manage to spend one night at the villa and you have already ended up in this place. Do you know what that means? That simply proves that you are not fit and fated to live at the villa at Beacon Top anyway." Elaine cried out loud as she said, "Mom, I know that everything that happened in the past was all my fault. You have already scolded me and beaten me as much as you want to. I am begging you, Mom. Please, please stop Brabus from hitting and beating me up anymore. I know that I was wrong." "You know that you were wrong?" Lady Richards snorted coldly. "Do you really think that I do not know the kind of person that you are? When you are in the winning position, you will be arrogant and haughty. When you are in the losing position, you will beg desperately for your life. If I did not have the support and backup of Brabus and the other inmates here, you would have already taken advantage of the situation to bully and torment an old lady like me. If someone like you would actually repent and turn over a new leaf, the sun will really rise from the west." Lady Richard and Elaine had the same character and personality. Therefore, they understood each other very well. Lady Richard knew very well that neither Elaine nor herself would ever sincerely and wholeheartedly succumb and submit themselves to another person. The only possibility of them doing so was when they were forced to do so. Elaine might be kneeling before her right now, but if she was allowed to come back, she would definitely take revenge on her.